aggregate properties. We will try to cover this lecture in week number 9 and 10. What are the topics which we will discuss in this lecture? That is introduction to aggregates. I hope everybody knows aggregates. Classification of aggregates. Factors contributing to aggregate characteristics. Then characteristic of aggregates. And what are the different types of tests which we can perform on the aggregates. So anyone in the class who can define aggregates? Give it a. Anyone in the class? Mansoor Khan. No one? Hamad beta, can you hear me?
सॉलिन्यूट मटेरियल्स जो कि कंक्रीट बनाते वक्त डाले जाते हैं.
Okay. So definition, introduction to aggregate. Aggregate is a type of construction material used in civil engineering structures, used in civil engineering projects. It includes sand, which is the fine aggregate, gravel, crushed stones, etc. These are the coarse aggregates. Okay, so this is the main definition of aggregates. Aggregates are the inert materials. If you remember from first semester, we discussed this, that aggregates are the inert materials. Inert materials are those materials which are not taking part in the hydration reaction or in the chemical reaction. This is mixed with binding materials. What is the binding material? Such as cement and lime, etc. In the preparation of mortar, I hope everybody knows mortar, or concrete, everybody knows concrete, and asphalt. Asphalt, with the help of asphalt, from asphalt we are making roads. So we are using these aggregates, and the binding material when we are making asphalt is the bitumen. So maybe you have seen the flexible pavements. The roads which we are making from the asphalt concrete, they are known as flexible pavements. When we are making the concrete made from cement, and we are making the roads from concrete, then they are called rigid pavements. Rigid pavements and flexible pavements. In building construction, aggregates are used in the preparation of concrete. In building construction, I hope everybody knows where we are using these aggregates. We are using these aggregates in making the concrete. Now, aggregates occupy at least 3/4 of the volume of concrete. How much volume is occupied by the aggregates? 3/4. 3/4 is 75%. Aggregate is cheaper than cement. Why we are trying to get maximum volume from the aggregates? Because aggregate is cheaper than cement. If we are using cement for occupying this much volume, then we will make the structure uneconomical. The project will be uneconomical. So we should try to use the maximum optimum quantity of aggregates. Therefore, economical to put into the mix as much of aggregates and as little of cement as possible. As I told you, we should try to use maximum quantity, optimum quantity of aggregates, and minimum quantity of cement. Okay, but we should not compromise on the strength of the concrete, on the durability of the concrete, okay, and other properties, other required properties of the concrete. Now here they say economy is not the only reason. Not only, we are not looking only to the money, economy, for using more aggregates. But what is the main reason? जी बेटा,
सर स्क्रीन विजिबल नहीं है सर.
स्क्रीन विजिबल नहीं है. अमाद,
यस.
कैन यू सी द स्क्रीन? अमाद,
सर अब विजिबल नहीं है.
किसी को भी विजिबल नहीं है? Okay, let me stop sharing and let me share again. Is it visible now? Hamad?
Yes, sir.
Can you see the screen now?
यस सर अब ठीक है.
Everybody?
जी
कौन
सर.
सा स्लाइड विजिबल नहीं था?
यस सर, वो हो गया बस.
ठीक है, और should I repeat it? I will share the recording. If there is any problem, I can repeat the lecture, okay? Okay, so we were talking that economy is not the only reason for using more quantity of aggregates. Aggregates give a higher volumetric stability, a higher geometric stability to the concrete, and better durability to the concrete. If you remember from the creep topic, from the dry shrinkage topic, if we are using more aggregates, we are decreasing the shrinkage of the concrete. We are mitigating, we are decreasing the creep in the concrete. So not only we are using more quantity of aggregates because of the economy, but due to the higher volumetric stability. The aggregates give higher volumetric stability and better durability to the concrete. Cement paste alone has no such higher volume stability, strength and durability. If we use cement paste without using these aggregates, on one side that will be uneconomical, but on the other side there will be high shrinkage and high creep in the concrete, and there will be no volumetric stability, and lesser will be the strength and durability. Now, what are the sources of aggregates? From where we can get the aggregates? So the crushed stones, we can get this from the crushed rocks, natural sand and gravel deposits. Maybe you have seen on the river sides, blast furnace lake. These are the byproducts of iron and metal work. We can use this as aggregates. Artificial and processed materials. You can use this expanded clay, expanded perlite, and all other materials, and pulverized concrete and asphalt. As I told you in this mix plant, you can use these recycled aggregates from the concrete and from the asphalt. So all these are the sources of aggregates from where we can get the aggregate. Now here you can see, this is the quarry, khan, jisko urdu mein khan kehte hain, pashto mein we are calling it drang. So this is the quarry from where you can get sand. This is the quarry from where you can get stone and crush. This is the crusher machine. We are passing the stones. These gravels are available on the river bank or on the river sides or in the fall and natural nalas. You can get it from the nalas and you can directly use it. And these are the crushed stones. These, once we are passing the stone from this crusher machine, we are getting these crushed stones. So all these are the sources. See, this picture shows the larger size particle followed by the intermediate size particles, so on, and the finer size particles. So all these are about the aggregates. Now talking about the functions of the aggregates. What are the functions of the aggregates? So aggregates have the following main functions in concrete. Hamad, everything is okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, beta. Number one function of the aggregate is to provide a mass of particles which are suitable to resist the action of applied loads and show better durability than cement paste alone. This is the first function. Number one, it will have to resist the action of applied loads for which you have designed this structure or for which you have designed this concrete and show better durability, long lasting than cement paste alone. What is the second function? To provide a relatively cheap filler for the cementing material. As I told you, this is economical. You can fill the section of your structure with the help of more aggregates, optimum quantity of aggregates economically, to reduce volume changes resulting from setting and hardening process and from moisture changes during drying. As I told you in the drying shrinkage definition, autogeneous shrinkage and creep, with the help of more quantity of aggregates, we can reduce the volume changes in the concrete. The properties of concrete are affected by the characteristics of the aggregates. The characteristics of the aggregates depends on the strength of the concrete and the properties of the concrete. If you have aggregates of high quality characteristics, high quality properties, then the product, that is the concrete, will be of high quality characteristics. So the mineral character of aggregates affects the strength, durability, elasticity of concrete. So I hope you remember from the first semester, the igneous rock, the sedimentary rocks, and the metamorphic rocks. We will discuss in the next slides. You are here maybe in the next class, that how it will affect the properties of the concrete. So the mineral characteristics from where you are getting the main composition of the rock, that it will affect the strength of the concrete, the durability of concrete, and the elasticity of the concrete. The surface characteristics of aggregates affects the workability of fresh mass and the bond between the aggregates and cement paste in hardened concrete. If it is rough, workability decreases. But what will happen? The bond strength will be increases. So the surface characteristics of aggregates, as I told you, if we are using the larger size particles, so its workability will be more as compared to the smaller size particle, because it will need less water to lubricate the surface of the aggregates. And when we are using small size particles, its surface area will be more. We will need more water to lubricate the surface of the aggregates, and also we will need more cement paste to cover the aggregate surface. The grading of aggregates affects the workability, density, and economy. If you remember from the last lectures, when we were discussing the grading of the aggregates. So if you are using well-graded aggregates, you will be having good workability, high density, and economical concrete. But if you are using uniformly graded aggregates or poorly graded aggregates or gap graded aggregates, then the workability will be affected, the density will be less, and the concrete will be uneconomical. Higher aggregate amount or unit volume of concrete results. Higher aggregate amount, as I told you, what will be the consequences or what will be the effect on the higher aggregate amount in the concrete. Number one, in less volume, there will be less volume changes during setting and hardening, or moisture changes, as I told you, increase in volume stability. If you are using more quantity of the aggregates in the concrete, the changes in the volume will be less. Number next, increase in strength and durability. As I told you, the strength and durability of the concrete will be enhanced. Decrease in cost, as I told you that aggregates are cheaper than cement. So if you are using more quantity, higher quantity of the aggregates, the cost of the concrete will be decreasing. It is a common practice to use as much aggregate as possible in concrete. Okay. Now, according to the source, how we can introduce the aggregates. So aggregates can be defined or can be divided into two types. One is natural aggregates and the other one is artificial aggregates. So as clear from the name, natural aggregates consist of rock fragments, rock particles that are used in their natural state. Okay, it comes from the nature. Are used after mechanical processing such as crushing. You are passing these rocks from the crusher machine, you are washing it, and you are converting it into sizes with the help of crush machine or manually. Some natural aggregates deposits called pet-run gravel. Pet-run gravels are those aggregates which you can use directly without passing or without sizing it, without passing it through the crusher machine. Maybe you have seen on the river bed sides or on the natural nalas. People are using these materials in villages or in the hilly area where the supply of aggregates passing from the crush machine is not easy or not economical. Consist of gravel and sand that can be readily used in concrete after minimal processing or without processing. Artificial aggregates. After the natural aggregates, we can also make artificial aggregates. They are obtained either as a byproduct or by a special manufacturing process. You can get this as a byproduct of some processes, as I told you, like the blast furnace slag, which we are getting from the metal work or iron work as the byproduct, such as the heating process. So the blast furnace slag, expanded perlite, expanded clay and shale. So expanded perlite is we are getting this from the volcanic rock. When there is volcanic eruption takes place, the aggregates obtained from the volcanic rocks after eruption are called expanded perlite. Expanded clay and shale can also be used. Even we can use this brick beds if we convert or if we divide these bricks made from clay. We can convert this into small pieces and then we can use this in the form of aggregates in the concrete. So I hope this is enough for today.